At the moment, the APC is resolving its apparent internal disputes about Iyamu's candidacy as flag bearer in the party's Edo 2020 elections by September, although the Yobe state, led by Mai Mabuni, has directed that the APC factions in Edo should take over the chairmanship of Anselm Ojezua. The dispute among the two factions has become a political obstacle. The Oshomole group generating Iyamu in factional elementaries are unable to cooperate with the Ojezua state executive because Ojezua maintains that the APC is not a candidate for the forthcoming elections to Edo governorship, based on the fact that the APC did not hold primary elections in Edo State, verified by Gedum, the current president of the party. Gedum was in Ojezua, who is the APC chairman of Edo State, said this few days ago when addressing press questions about the validity of the assertion that APC has no leader that he had been credited with in the social media earlier. He stated not only that he had made this argument, but pointed out that Guardian, a regional chairman of the APC, had once written to Inec that APC had not held primary elections in Edo State. He also noted that the letter to Inec was not withdrawn, and APC subsequently did not take any primaries. Recall that before being screened by the Ayuba Jonathan APC Screening Committee, Anselm Ojezua, the chairman of the APC, believed that Obaseki would pick up the APC ticket. The Oshomole faction of the Edo APC subsequently conducted the primaries that produced Iyamu as candidate for Edo governorate of the party. In the meantime, the constitutionally established executive of Ojezua Edo State APC has been blanked out. This development led Gadon, who was the APC shortly president, Inec, after Oshomole deposition, tells him that APC did not hold any primary party election in Edo State. Ojezua never formed part of the primary schools and adheres to the letter of the Gadon that seems to support its position as the official party basis for its stand. Prior to the APC primaries, which were now contentious, Oshomole, the then president of the APC, had triggered an APC factional opposition to Obaseki, who was then a member of the APC as the incumbent governor of Edo State. Oshomole had recruited Iyamu to counter Obaseki, who had defected from the PDP to APC, from APC to PDP. Hence, Iyamu is selected by Edo APC Oshomole group as their party's governorate nominee for the elections. Ironically, Mai Buni, governor of Yobe State, the new custodian committee chairman of the APC, asked the Oshomole APC group to take over the Ojezua presidency of the APC in Edo State. The Oshomole group's reluctance to comply with this order has reportedly delayed the APC flag of the Iyamu movement. It is also alleged, meanwhile, that about 14 of the 18 governors of the APC actively endorsed Obaseki and declined to be part of the Iyamu campaign flag. Mai Buni, APC caretaker chairman, thus, however, the APC revokes the letter from Gedum is another odd problem before the time has long closed for leading the primaries of the party, and the possibility to write to Inec that the party has carried out primary elections long after these elections are over, and the fact that the APC has previously told Inec of not having done primaries, is that one hopes instead that the APC will satisfy the executive of Ojezua APC, embrace Iyamu candidacy and unite the APC to lead the Iyamu campaign to the Edo 2020 election. But Iyamu is now significantly weakened even inside the APC, which is undoubtedly a drawback for him at the race to unseat Obaseki. Now the letter has surfaced. And what we are hearing now, that APC did not even withdraw the letter because Giadom has already submitted the letter to Inec, still stating that all of the things that they did was null and void, meaning Iyamu is not the candidate. They are still insisting on that. So where is the position of the court in this matter? They should justify this issue and give peace a chance. And people are still telling this Giswa to move on to PDP. I don't know whether it is by force. Some people have been moving and it's been causing problem, and he's still in that party. He still believes in that party, but the man has said he's preparing for 2024. That is what they are preparing for. But as far as a 2020 election is concerned, that APC is not in the ballot. But I don't know what has been happening since the letter they are telling us, that they are trying to display, that is saying that APC does not have candidates because they have already written to Inec. But we know that the election was taken, took place some weeks or last month, and Inec was there and nobody said anything. All these people will just pretend as if nothing is happening. By the time everything comes to where they are going to be arguing, is if Inec will be telling them that they know nothing about it, that it was what they presented to them. And at the end of the day, it is the court that will be able to shed more light on this. But as far as the what is it called, the APC chairman in Edo State is concerned, that there's nothing like a APC going for election. And Ojomole and Iyamu, they are moving from places to places. But the question is that, so if Anslem is telling us, the APC chairman in Edo State is telling us otherwise, so does it mean Obasek, Oshomole and the group, they don't know this? You want to tell us they don't know what they are doing? Of course, you can say they don't know what they are doing because that was the same false hope they were giving to their supporters then, that everything was okay, everything was all right. Even Tony Kabaka will be making music. But at the end of the day, what happened? It's the same thing what people are saying here and there that really came to pass. So one could be wondering that where does their hope lie? Now that Ojezwa is saying something different, somebody who was there was saying something different, meaning that Oshomole and the group, they know what they are doing, because to me that is what it means. They know what they are doing, so they will need court to settle this whole thing, because with what I'm seeing, Ojizwa will still go to court even if they try to put themselves in the election, or they participate in the election. But if the INEC has not really accepted or certified Iyamu, do you think they will go, or they will participate in the election? That is what I don't really understand. The whole thing is just confusing. But as far as we are concerned, this man is really sure of what he's saying. Anselm Ojizwa, the chairman of the party in that state, is like, the way he's talking is sure of what he's talking about. You know that the same thing Gedom was saying that time, everybody was abusing Gedom, that he wanted to destroy this thing, destroy the party. Tinubu's faction, all of them, they were going from pillar to post. They put in somebody, but at the end of the day, it was the court. It was Ojizwa that it was a Gideon that the court recognized. So if Anslem is saying this, that means he's in the same, is on the same page with Ojizwa, and that means they still know what they are doing. So we don't even know who is right, who is wrong, but we want to take it from the angle of Giadom the other time, because he stood his ground that he was the chairman of the party at that time before the NWC was dissolved. And at the end of the day, it's happened the way he said it, and now the same pattern Ojizwa is following. APC needs to be careful and tidy up the whole thing. So guys, let us hear your opinion and leave your comment below in the comment section.